Hey, JK here. I want to thank you for sharing part of your day with me. As I record this the day after Christmas, I want to wish you all a very Merry Christmas, even though it's belated, and a Happy Holidays. This time of year can bring out some of the best in people, some of the best emotions, the warmth, the love, the joy. But unfortunately, when it comes to fantasy playoffs, it can also bring heartbreak. We weren't going to be the ones giving that heartbreak out, or we weren't going to be the ones receiving that heartbreak. Let's go ahead and jump right into it. We're going to talk about the majestic juggernauts. We were already knocked out of the playoffs a few weeks ago, but this week we had just a crazy finish. Now, I will admit, I didn't change my lineup. I didn't look at the lineup because I was fighting for like 8th place. It's all good though. But the final score was 69, nice, to 68. I lost. My highest score was Jalen Hurts with 25, followed by Jahmyr Gibbs with 20. On the other side of the fence, I had 3 guys with the goose eggs. 1, because I forgot to take him out in Jaden Reed, but then 2, because they produced absolutely nothing in Taysom Hill and Jordan Addison. I also had Dustin Hopkins as my kicker, who got hurt trying to make a tackle on a kick return, so his 2 points was all he got me. So you mean to tell me the Browns put up 30 plus points and he scored 2 points for me? To put up 30 points, you have to score at least 4 times. And that's saying that 4 times scoring touchdowns and then a field goal. So you mean to tell me there should have been at very least 7 points for me. Now, I do still have a game this week. It's for 7th spot, I guess. 7th or 8th, so the winner will get 7th, the loser will get 8th. I'm not too terribly worried about it, mainly because it's a friends league. I enjoy being in it with my friends, and they're back home and I'm not home right now. So just having that to still bring us together in some sort, so that's good. So hopefully the 2 people in the championship, Team Oatmelia and Team Alex, will put up a good fight. There's only 1 point separating them in the points projected. And now we're going to move to the Vince McMahon Football Club. Last week, unfortunately, we did lose a chance to go to the championship game, so we are playing in the 3rd place game. After 1 week, we are currently losing 141.5 to 135. My highest scores were Jalen Hurts with 26, Calvin Ridley with 22, even though Trevor Lawrence went down, and Jake Elliott, the kicker, coming up with 17. That's crazy. On the opposite side, Travis Etienne only got me 2.5, and the Bengals defense got me -4. There are no adds and drops for this league, so we will be heading into the 2nd week, the final week of the season, to make sure we score at least 6 or 7 more points to make sure we, make up that 0.5 gap. We do have a chance to finish in 3rd in this league, and the funniest thing is the person I'm playing for the 3rd place game in this league is the same person I'm playing in the semifinals in another league. We'll get to that in just a second. This person, none other, is my fraternity Little. So we were in college together, and he was named my Little in my fraternity. Great guy, love him. I hope him and his family are doing well, but I do want to beat you, Little. I do want to beat you. But before we get to the Fraternity League, we're going to talk about the Party Time Party Boys. This week, I was in a semifinals matchup with the number 1 team in the league. We had split the season series 1-1. However, we had some fireworks happening in this game. Some of us had guys who were out because of injury, or obviously in because of injury, and that absolutely showed through. After the first game on Thursday, he had Puka Nacua and Chris Olave, so he had like almost 60 points already. I had Rashee Rice, so he did decent, but after a while, it just fell apart. I did end up losing 168 to 127. Yes, that 41-point loss looks bad. However, going into the Monday night game between the Niners and the Ravens, the score was 125 to 119. He had Lamar Jackson and Zay Flowers out Isaiah Likely. Isaiah Likely did not get the looks that Zay Flowers did. My highest score was Mike Evans with 27, followed by Jahmyr Gibbs with 24. Then I had a few guys who absolutely dropped the ball for me. First of all, Kenneth Walker got me 6 points. Davon Achane got me 4 points. And Parker Washington, with injuries, so the top receivers weren't even in, only got me 4 points. Not even 4 points. He got me 3.9 points. Come on, man. Now, I know we talked about this before, but were there enough points on my bench to bring me at least closer? Well, yeah, I could have gotten like 10 points closer. But 41 points down to 31 points, L's still an L. And I was carrying it. And I don't like it. Unfortunately, this season did come to an end. I mean, we are playing in the third place game, which there's still money incentive in that. So that means I will still be looking at the waiver wire. Speaking of the waiver wire, I did scour that bad boy, seeing if I could get some sneaky points, but obviously I didn't scour it hard enough. I did add Isaiah Likely, Hunter Henry, Josh Downs, Parker Washington, and Dontavion Wicks, and dropped Hunter Henry, Zay Jones, Taysom Hill, Jamison Williams, and Dalton Kincaid. And now we're going to talk about the deranged Easter Bunny, which I kind of already gave this away, but I won my quarterfinal matchup 181 to 142, meaning I will be playing my little in the semifinals. This week, my highest score was Matthew Stafford with 65, followed by Breece Hall with 45. Some guys that didn't help me at all, and thankfully I didn't need them a whole lot, included Dustin Hopkins, who kicked me 2 field goals and then got hurt trying to make a play. So I think that goes to show kickers are really only meant to kick. Like, unless you're that huge kicker for Penn State from a few years ago, which is kind of a sad story if you go back and look through it. But in any case, he laid some lumber, but Dustin Hopkins was not laying any lumber. He got hurt, therefore he only scored 2 points. And then Jordan Addison got hurt after 1 catch. He only got me 1.2 points, so that didn't help any. Speaking of not helping, I sat King Henry, who scored 26 points, and also James Conner, who scored 23 points. Also, speaking of Conner, he was one of the 3 ads, including Dontavion Wicks and Romeo Doubs. To make room for those guys, I dropped Taysom Hill, Tyler Lockett, and Sam Howell. I am looking forward to this semifinal matchup, mainly because it's the only league I'd still win the championship in. So let's hope I can beat my little in 2 different leagues, but if there's one I'm going to be focusing on, it's going to be this one. Well, that does it for the recap of all of my teams. We are still alive in at least one of them for the ship and 2 of them for 3rd place, so we will still be looking at the waiver wire, and there are a few guys you might want to look at. Zamir White, running back for the Raiders. If Josh Jacobs isn't going to play, Zamir White is going to be his fill-in, and he did great last week against the Chiefs. At wide receiver, KJ Osborne. If Addison's not going to go, there is always the injury idea for Justin Jefferson. Hawkinson went down, so there will absolutely be targets to be had in that Vikings offense. And at tight end, Okonkwo for the Titans. His last 5 games, he's had at least 3 receptions. Therefore, Will Levis and Ryan Tannehill are both looking his way. Finally, for defense, the Rams are playing the Giants. The Giants are so lowly, it's not even funny, so make sure you're looking at them. I hope that you are doing well and still alive in your fantasy playoffs, and I look forward to hearing about it, and I hope to bring you a ship to this channel. This is J Cake, and I want to thank you for sharing part of your day with me.